Welcome to a very long overdue video about our expenses here in Portugal in Algarve in the month of April. Even if this video is long overdue, I think it's going to be an interesting one because in the month of April in Portugal, the restaurants were open, we were allowed to sit outside at cafes and to eat outside, and everyone in Portugal, I suspect, overspent, us included, overspend on going out and eat at restaurants because it's been like forever since we were allowed to do that. Also in the month of April, not only that we go out like crazy in restaurants, but also we had a trip at the end of the month because it was my birthday and we took a trip to Monchique, and also we visited the west coast, a little bit of the west coast of Portugal. We went to Algarve and other small towns, and of course it was an expense also. And also we had a little bit of expense with going out at the beginning of the month because we filmed in two towns in Bolicam. This video is already up. Go watch if you didn't watch it until now. And also we filmed in Alte. This video is filmed but is not edited yet. Also in the month of April the mall opened and we went to the mall. A lot of people were at the mall. There are like big lines and you aren't allowed to enter in a store if there are a lot of people there, so we had to wait. Some people waited for hours, but we went to the mall, of course, to buy some clothes, these clothes that you're seeing on me, but also we went to eat there at the terraces, at the restaurants at the mall, because we have there a favorite restaurant, Baja, who serves Mexican food. So yeah, quite of interesting and a lot of expenses that we didn't have in the previous month. But let's see what is the total, and we are going to start like usual with the expenses of the house. So in the month of April we paid for electricity, which comes from EDP, you know that by now. We paid 119 euros. It's not a lot, it's not a little, but once you get used to the prices here in Portugal and once you get used to how to work around the potencia that you have, this expense with electricity kind of takes a back seat because now you kind of know what to do and it's not such a big problem because one, you are used to the amount, and two, you know what to use and what is your consumption, your main and big consumption in the house, and you may be working towards avoiding that. So EDP is not anymore a big stress for us, and yeah, this is part of learning how to live in Portugal. Another expense of the house is Laser Telecom. We take the internet from Laser and we pay 60 euros a month. This is a fixed thing, a fixed expense. To Infralobo, which Infralobo taxes us for the consumption of water and for the maintaining of the resort, and we paid in the month of April 60 euros. 60 euros means our water consumption, which is like 15 euros out of the 15-20 euros after the total expense, and the rest of the expense is for the maintaining of the roads, of the gardens, and the electricity on the streets. We consume a lot of water because we have a dishwasher and we wash dishes like every day. So this is our thing. Also we wash our clothes. We don't take it to laundry. So yeah, this is the main source of the consumption of the water for us. Another fixed and big expense for us is the rental of the car. We rented and pay for the full month of April 380 euros. It's the same expense like in March. We expected this expense to grow, but the people where we rent the car, they gave us the same quotation, so we are very happy about that. 380 euros for a full month, it's not a lot in our opinion. It's okay compared to the other quotas, the other offers that we had. taking into consideration, and I repeat for the ones who are watching this for the first time, that in this price is included a full insurance, so if something happens to the car, we don't pay anything. And we come to the main expense, which is the main expense in every budget, I believe. For sure is the main expense in our budget, and this is the food. For the previous months, the main expense with the food was of course the supermarket, because we were not allowed to eat at the restaurants. We didn't know a lot of restaurants, we didn't took a lot of takeout, so we preferred to make our own food. But in April, the cost was split. At the beginning of the month, we had kind of the same expense with the supermarkets, and towards the end of the month, we didn't buy so much food from supermarkets, and because we went like crazy in restaurants, like I think we had like 4 or 5 days or maybe more when we ate exclusively all of the meals in restaurants. So, for the month of April, total expense with the supermarket food was like 565 euros. And when I say the expense with the supermarket, of course, I mean here or everything that you buy in the supermarket, any other things that you buy for the house. For example, I remember that we bought something for mosquitoes, because the mosquitoes are out and out to get you. They are becoming a problem already. So we buy something for the mosquitoes, and this is also included in the price of the supermarkets, of the bill of the supermarkets. It wasn't much, like 4 euros, but still. For the takeout, we have an enormous amount spent, but we have to take into consideration the fact that we ate a lot in restaurants, and we ate in expensive restaurants, because here in the area where we live, the food is very expensive. So you have to take into consideration that, and we paid in total like 600 euros. But we went like 3 times to brunch. On Saturdays, we went like crazy at Jindu, because Jindu opened and it has that all-inclusive meals at lunchtime and dinner time, and we went there a couple of times. We also tested the restaurants that were open in the resort. We also like to go in the mornings to drink our coffee at Quinta do Lago Cafe at the campus, and we spend in the morning there like 15 euros for 2 persons. 2 coffees, some juices, 1 croissant with jams and butter, something like that. Also in this expense is included the food that we ate during our road trip when we went to Caldas de Monchique or Algarve or Vilanova de Mil Fuentes, and we visited different towns. And related to that, we also have an expense with hotels, because we stayed in hotels 2 nights. And we paid for that a total of 347 euros for 2 nights in 2 hotels. I have to specify that we didn't book the regular rooms, we booked the suite rooms, the ones who have a lot of space and sometimes 2 rooms. In April, we spent on clothes, my clothes, 80 euros. I discovered in the mall, in my shopping center, which is close to Lule and close to here, I discovered a store which is named Sfera, and yes, I bought like a few items to have, and I like so much these items that I'm going to take with me to Romania. Initially, I was planning to have 2 wardrobes, like a Portugal wardrobe, and leave some clothes here, and this is what I am doing. I'm leaving some clothes here, and to have another wardrobe at home with the Romania clothes. But I like so much the clothes that I bought from this store that I'm going to take with me. Of course, the rest I'm going to leave it here. For the cleaning of the house, we spent 47 euros. The lady came once. She came once because at the end of the month we were away on our trip, but also because during the whole month of April we were very busy and we couldn't leave the house. And when she comes to clean the house, we are always leaving, but we didn't manage to find time for that because we were very busy. This was the main reason why I didn't post anything. For the fuel, we spent a little more on fuel because we covered a lot of West Coast, and we paid for the gas 120 euros. Of course, we still have a little bit of gas, but this was because our trip. And also we bought a gel from the pharmacy because we have back pain, and we have back pain because we are sitting all day at the computer, and we bought this gel. It was something like a gigantic gel. We didn't know that it was so big, and we didn't know to ask for something smaller, and we pay the enormous amount of 20 euros for this gel. But it's very good and it helps with the back pain. But it was no need to buy such a large tube. This was a lesson learned, and next time we will know to ask for something smaller. Kind of these are our expenses, and if you add up all these expenses, you get the infamous sum of 1,643 euros. And of course, for the interested one, we don't pay rent, we pay mortgage because we have a loan from the bank, and we pay mortgage in a total amount, rounded amount of 500 euros per month. So if you add up this to our costs, you have the sum of 2,143 euros. And why is the 500 euros so a round sum? Is because it includes our insurance for the house. The bank told us that we have to have a mandatory insurance, and this insurance is like 15 euros a month, and this 15 euros is comprised in the 500 euros sum. We don't have any other insurance for the house except for the one that the bank told us to make. Of course, the insurance is in the bank's behalf. So yeah, I don't know if this is a lot. Leave it in the comments. What do you think? Because we ate a lot at a lot of restaurants to spend 600 euros on food, and also this comprises the 3 days that we were away. I don't know if it's a lot. In the month of May, so the next episode, it's going to be also an unusual one because it's the month when we are going to get back to our country at the very end of May on the 30th, and also it's the month when we are planning a trip to Lisbon because this is where we are going to take our plane and have a direct flight from Lisbon to Bucharest. So we are going to spend a couple of days in Lisbon, and we are going to film there, and of course we are going to have an expense with the hotel and also more restaurants we are going to visit there. So yeah, it's going to be an unusual and expensive month also. I hope to see you in my next video. Until then, stay safe, and if you are in Portugal, just get out there because the weather is beautiful and the restaurants are open, and now you have a chance to support your favorite one if it's still there. I hope it is. I will see you in my next one. Bye!